Hello there, teacher. I'm Diana Zambrano, and for today's video, I'm going to talk about the importance of literature text in teaching the four language skills, techniques, and activities to teach reading, writing, listening, and speaking. First, I will start explaining why literature texts are important in teaching and learning. Well, language is not just a way of communication. This concept encompasses more than just a language use. Language is fundamentally connected to the culture and cannot be disconnected from it. We need to start comprehending that people, speakers, are connected to the culture, so we cannot separate it from it. It's very important to know. Also, using literature in FL classes is an effective method for language learning. Texts from literature are an excellent way to acquire vocabulary, syntax, paragraph structure, and cultural themes. Literative writings are also good language models while teaching. Well, in the past of the years, we know that technology has been very good to a very good tool to teach and learn a language. In this case, English. But we don't need to uh, underestimate the literature text because from this we can learn new vocabulary, syntax, and even develop a better comprehension of English. So and the most important being involved in the culture because culture makes uh, good people. We need to very being a very cultured people, so that's why literature texts are important. In this case, I will explain how I use this literature text. In the first, I will explain with the skill reading how I use uh, in this case a poetry. A poetry, well, the first I will use the Spanish version and then the English version. The activity consists in read to try to understand and underline unknown words. Uh, I use in this case I always like to use the English translation method because students need to be aware and also need to expand their vocabulary. So in this case, that's why I use the first. I will make them to read the Spanish version and then the English version and then both to try to comprehend each word and to develop the cognitive skills, the comprehension. That's very good. Minuto Muerto, the silence, the 10 minute from the author Gerardo Chiriboga. That's how I, and also it will help them to the reading because English is also for reading. That's important. For the skill listening, I choose this story, this tale, this legend about the Cantunia story. This is a story that the students already know, so it would not be new introducing to them. The activity, please listen to the story reading out loud by your teacher and try to retain the information to answer the next questions. Uh, Here the activities say I will read out loud the a little bit part of the story that will make their tree in their air. So they after I read the story, I will make them to answer these four questions. What is the name of the cathedral? Who started building the cathedral? The devil kept the promise? The contract was done or cut off? So they should be very conscious of what they are listening to answer these questions. I know that this activity is about using literature text, but as a teacher, I think listen a video or an audio from a native person speaking English is very important for the students. So here, this is a plus for my students. So I decided to put a video about Cantunia's story. Please listen carefully and read the subtitles while listening. This is also important. A video with subtitles help the students so much to develop their listening and their reading skills. So it's two skills in one. That's important. Also, for activity 3, I will make the students to please summarize in your own words what you understood about the audio tale. Well, it should be a short summary about what you understood about the Cantunia story. So these three activities will help them a lot to the listening uh, skills. For the writing, I use a short story about Emma and Jake's Galapagos adventure. They need to read it all. And for the activity, I will make them to do this activity. This activity consists in please imagine an scenario of your family and you going on a Galapagos trip and write it down. The number of words is up to you. Use non-complicated vocabulary. Here in this session, I will make the students imagine an scenario and write it down. To make a student write, it's just way of motivation and imagination. We need to motivate the students to write because it's very difficult to a student to even write something that they don't like. So it's better for them to imagine it, to feel motivated and write what they have in their hearts. This will make them to a better writing, better writers. So that's important. It doesn't matter the length of the scenario. I just wanted to keep practicing and writing because even writing in English is very very complicated. If they don't know the structure of the word or the letter that it goes in a word. So that's important. The passions, the motivation in the students. In the speaking, well, for the speaking, I choose a short story also of Sofia and Diego exploring the Ecuadorian Amazon. This is something that all students in Ecuador knows about a beautiful Amazon. So for this activity, I would make them to create another scenario on their minds. Please imagine and share to the class a short and nice scenario about walking into the Ecuadorian Amazon jungle in 1 minute. Yep, I will make them to create another fake scenario of them going to the jungle because all about is motivation. Way to the students to speak is and make them comfortable and all of that. And also in 1 minute, I think it's enough for the students to create a scenario. As a teachers, we don't need to give so much pressure on the students because they will feel more overwhelmed and that will be very complicated to them. So slowly and have the time and passion to them to learn. The bibliography, I use some words of our dear teacher Nestarenko for this activity of class. Thank you so much, teacher, for watching my explanation and how I will use some literature text to teach the four skills in English that is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. This is my video. This was my video, teacher. Thank you so much for watching.